Buenos días. Bienvenidos aquí y muchas gracias por el bienvenido para mí también. Pues primero quiero agradecerlos a ustedes que están aquí y también al consejo a invitarme hoy día para estar con ustedes y celebrando 15 años con ustedes de Construverde. Entonces, aplauso por favor para ellos. Y hoy día te voy a hablar en español un poquito. Mi español no está muy bueno, pero ahí vamos a transicionar al inglés también. Y realmente quería decirte unas cuantas cosas hoy día, pero estoy muy agradecido de mi vida que tengo estos 35 años, más muchos cortos, muy cortos. Mi familia es de el Tolima y tengo muchos familiares aquí en Bogotá y también que viven en Cali también. Mis padres emigraron en los Estados Unidos cuando estaban jóvenes y allá los conocieron antes y yo crecí en el estado de Florida. Desde los 15 años me empecé a trabajar. Tenía como una responsabilidad de hacer algo con mi tiempo y a trabajar mucho porque mis padres trabajaron harto para tener la vida que nosotros teníamos. Comencé mi trabajo en restaurantes y hoteles y lo disfruté tanto que decidí ir a la universidad y estudiar administración del hotel y turismo también. Mientras estaba trabajando en varios restaurantes, hoteles, parques de diversiones, también conferencias o centros de conferencias como este, me di cuenta, tanta energía, tanta agua, tantos desechos gastados allá, y yo pensé que tenía que hacer algo diferente para cambiar esta industria. Entonces, en el 2007, cogí una clase en mi programa y el profesor estaba hablando que un parte del currículo de gobernanza turística sostenible y me está interesado en eso. Entonces hablé con el gerente en el hotel donde estaba trabajando y lo convencí para iniciar una necesidad de sostenibilidad en el hotel que estaba trabajando. Me comuniqué después de eso con mi ciudad y el condado de Orlando y comencé de voluntario allá, sin sueldo, y en un nuevo programa que el alcalde está iniciando también. Ahora he estado rodeado de todas estas oportunidades en sostenibilidad. Un día vi una oportunidad en Wyndham Resorts que buscaba un estudiante para ayudar con el primer análisis de carbono y el lanzamiento también de la iniciativa sostenible. Era una oportunidad de un sueño, ¿sabes? Me ofrecieron más bajo sueldo que estaba en el hotel, pero no lo podía pasar. Entonces le dije un sí. Lo acepté y me alegra mucho que haberlo hecho porque en 3 años logramos el primer ranking de Dow Jones Sustainability Index en 2013. Los últimos 17 años de mi carrera en programas sostenibles han sido capítulos muy distintos y mi historia no es única y estoy agradecido del apoyo de mis mentors y la que me dijeron un sí para continuar este impacto global. Hablando de impacto global, también estamos celebrando 30 años, en USGBC. Y gracias a ustedes por su apoyo, porque no es posible sin el apoyo de ustedes. Nuestro nuevo líder, las prioridades de USGBC no han cambiado mucho, pero la dirección es, el impacto de la nueva dirección de Peter Templeton va a acelerar el USGBC hasta el futuro. Otra vez, el apoyo de ustedes, del suceso de la certificación de LEED, como Angélica dijo más temprano de hoy, que es el suceso muy global. Entonces, vamos a hablar un poquito del futuro del Lead hoy día, pero voy a hablar mucho más de los portafolios ISG. ¿Quién ha visto esto ya? ¿Han visto esto? Este es las ideas, las imperativas, las más importantes que están globalmente, y el USGBC están enfocados en estas cosas, de equity, resilience, health y climate crisis también. La nueva versión del LEAD o la evaluación del LEAD tiene 3 temas, todo enfocado de carbono. Y van a ver más, como más difícil para edificios que están existentes y para hacer más renovaciones. Este es un resultado de una survey que hicimos, y esto dice qué proporción de los créditos de LEED deben enfocarse en decarbonización. Y todos ustedes dijeron que más de 50% de ustedes dijeron que esos créditos deben enfocar ahí. Entonces estamos oyendo a los que estamos enfocando aquí. Queremos también sacar más herramientas para portafolios, alineación para el Acuerdo de París, y también una página web para todos los productos, no solamente una página por cada producto, pero todos los productos en una página para ser más fácil para ustedes. Y también vamos a requisar que todos los proyectos tienen un plan para lograr cero carbono. Entonces vamos a hablar un poquito de ESG. Y estamos pendientes, realmente estamos pendientes de ustedes que oyemos todas estas palabras que ves aquí en la pantalla, framework y KPI y credit rating y investors and acquisition y todas esas palabras, y realmente estamos confusados, y los profesionales estamos confusados cómo podemos hacer más y educar más con nuestra framework. Hablando de frameworks, esto solamente es unas cuantas de los frameworks que de ESG que están allá. Pero acción empieza con los datos. Y el suceso del LEAD también está trasladado del suceso de ARC. Entonces, los proyectos de ARC están globalmente. En facto, tenemos 145 países que están en ARC. Y esto, vas a ver aquí el 21 y también el 22, cuando crecieron más. Y en Colombia, lo mismo. Más de 580 proyectos en ARC. Y lo que quiero que ponga atención, los proyectos en ARC, 460 no están certificados con LEED. Estos son proyectos que users y portafolios y organizaciones están usando esta herramienta para mantener toda la data, los datos que tienen, y lograr y mover los goals que tienen. Entonces voy a cambiar en inglés también, y gracias por su paciencia. To talk a little bit about the portfolio tools that we have in ARC. Honestly, I didn't know what tools were available in ARC until I started at USGBC, because I never really used ARC for operating existing buildings. So I've learned so much in the last 5 months. ARC does 2 things. Helps you improve on GRESB, and also helps you prepare for LEED certification. In fact, 12 of the activities in ARC are related to GRESB. For portfolio tools, we offer a variety of different tools, operational building certifications, tenant satisfaction surveys. We have a customized target, which I'll show you a little bit about today. With regards to LEED certification, we call this partial certification, where 3 performance certificates receive recognition towards GRESB and also help you on the path to achieve LEED for existing buildings. Some other tools. We just expanded capabilities for LEED registered projects and also projects that are already certified with LEED to continue managing that performance over time. Comparable to ARC Essentials, we have expanded a bunch of different plus packages for our LEED projects. Other portfolio tools, for those of you that haven't used this yet, this is a nice tool for creating your own goals and targets. So if your company or your client has a target or a goal, they can set this inside of ARC and apply that to all of the portfolio buildings that are in that and analyze which buildings are not in line to meet those goals. The efficiency analysis tool is a new project that we just started at the end of the year, where you can analyze efficiency improvements at the building level for 10 buildings at a time. And you can do these, we're looking to expand this to hundreds of buildings at a time. For right now, it's at 10 projects at a time because it goes into mechanical details for each and every building. Also, our climate risk review. I don't know if anyone's ever used this, but this is a nice, easy tool, very inexpensive tool that will start the process for climate risk evaluation in line and supported by the Moody's ESG solutions. It also supports the 2 GRESB indicators and the TCFD reporting, and also helps you identify these 7 hazards as it relates to your building. So, LEED and ESG, something that we see the natural connection. Some others do not see the natural connection, but I'm here to remind you a little bit of that connection. So we see as LEED as providing that third-party verification, also transparency and data for any stakeholder that you're working with or all your clients. All these data sets that we produce with LEED projects, you can format to shareholders, for investors, those building owners, and of course, the community and the occupants. And with regards to some of the key focuses as to where LEED aligns with ESG is asset valuation, social goals, and the environmental impacts as well. But most importantly is performance. We're obviously trying to always focus on performance and improving the projects over time. So the other way that you can use LEED is to use this as a roadmap for decarbonization for every real estate asset that you are working with in your portfolio. You can use it to standardize your construction projects. So for example, you can take your site waste management plan and apply it to 50 buildings that you're working on. All the same process. Obviously, you'll have different unique things for each project, but you can still follow these frameworks and these structures that are in the LEED rating system, which are designed for single buildings, but of course you can apply this across the portfolios. Biggest thing for you to remember is that LEED certification distinguishes excellence for high-performing single buildings and assets. ESG distinguishes high-performing companies and organizations as a scale. If you're interested in more of this, we will actually have an ESG and Scale Summit at Greenbuild this year. So our acceleration here at USGBC and what we're working on, I was hired by the leadership to implement this vision that our board of directors had last year. And this was a vision. If you haven't read this letter, I have a link to the podcast and the letter after this. This was a vision for the board of directors with all of these ESG initiatives and commitments that were being made with these organizations. What are we going to do to verify? Who is going to verify that they're on track, meeting these commitments, or actually doing what they said they were going to do? So I'm on this exploration path to listen to folks like you, listen to chief sustainability officers, and understand what role USGBC can play to help drive this performance moving forward. And like I said, if you haven't listened to the letter or the podcast, those are the QR codes there. Very interesting. So we're listening. And like I said before, everyone that I speak to, even at the chief sustainability officer level, they're still confused. They look for trust, and they're looking for ease, because all of these frameworks and reports and consultants tell them different things, with everything moving so quickly in this space. And I'm just listening to that and understanding where us, the green building community, that we've been doing this for 30 years now, where we can help guide and move this forward. So we've been doing a design thinking process of empathize and listening to the users being the organizations at the chief level, the executive vice president level, as well as listening to consultants that work with those organizations of what these challenges are. So we've ideated this product and program to come out with a variety of different services and programs that we can create to help these organizations at every stage. One thing I've realized is that everybody that I talk to is in a different path, but we're all following the same directions, right? But everyone is approaching this a little slightly differently. So in this first phase here, we're looking for these tools to how to get started for organizations that just made a commitment. They have no plan. They need guidance as to where to get started. If they do have a plan, what role does USGBC play to guide them and verify that that plan meets the frameworks that I mentioned earlier, all of the 30+ frameworks out there, and how they can get their plan to be better. And also verifying these actions. So like I said, with these companies making zero commitments or real estate asset commitments or even zero waste commitments, who's going to verify that they actually are on track to meet those commitments? And then once they've achieved those commitments, how do we have those be recognized? So if you're interested in learning more about this program or participating, I'd love to interview you and sit down with you to listen what your clients are saying, what you're thinking, and learn how we can keep moving this forward. You can fill out this form, and I'll contact you, and we can set up a meeting. To talk a little bit about, in closing out for our collaboration with Colombia. And I want to recognize Maria Alex for her commitment here, and thank you. So, aplauso para ella. So obviously, without her and folks like Angelica en el Consejo, esto no es posible. Entonces, mil gracias para ustedes. So we're going to continue that collaboration. Hopefully, we'll get some more staff for Maria Alex as well. I want to invite you to contact Maria Alex or myself or Vatzel that you'll meet earlier, or Stephanie that's in the back of the room over there. We'd love for you to join us on the international stage and highlight your projects internationally. We have really been focused over the last 3-4 years on working at the international level. We've attended a variety of different United Nations events with COP. We have a whole team going to Dubai this year and working and highlighting. So we'd love to bring you along if you let us know in advance so that we can coordinate that. My colleague Hillary was just in Buenos Aires earlier this year at the C40 Cities Conference. So again, these are opportunities for you and us to work together more, educate, so that you can bring back to here to Colombia and tell people all the other work that other countries are doing. Also want to invite you to the Green Schools Summit. I know that our Green Schools program has not been so focused here in South America, but we're looking to do that further this year. So some action items for you. And Angelica said this very nicely this morning. I want each of you for the next 2 days to listen to each other and really empathize with each other so that we can understand how to better help each other achieve the goals that we have in front of us. For those of you that have been in this work in space for a long time, sustainability and resilience is very hard. And we need to care for ourselves, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves so that we can continue this work. And of course, helping each other to continue this work. I'd like to ask you to focus your collaboration, and specifically with people that you may not know, or maybe outside of your network and your circle. And that is where those collaboration opportunities are very helpful to invite people. This room should be, 50,000 people, right? Of people that are not usually in this space. We want to invite them instead of thinking that you have to be a professional to be here. And with that, there's a lot of new people entering this career. There are over 50,000 jobs with the word sustainability on LinkedIn today. 50,000 jobs, and that's in the United States alone. I don't know how it is for Colombia here, but there's so many people entering this workforce. So for those of you that have been in this field for a long time, you have to be patient. You have to coach these new people that are entering this field with great ideas, but they need some guidance. So I ask for you for that patience for them, and really try to coach them and mentor them so that they can accelerate and you can pass along that legacy too. I'll also invite you, as I said, for our Green Schools program, which has been very US focused, but we are looking to expand that. And I met someone earlier that works in K through 12. So it's great that you are doing some work, and we've got so much resources that we can help you with already. I have worked on 4 net zero schools before, so in Florida. So I'm happy to help you here. If you can do a net zero school in Florida, you can do it anywhere because the humidity is crazy. And lastly, before I started with USGBC, I was the Chief Sustainability and Resilience Officer for Orlando and Orange County. And I worked as the senior advisor to the mayor and the senior administration. So this is something that I always care about, is the local governments, los gobiernos locales, las ciudades y los condados that are working on this work every day that you may not even realize. And I know on the screen here, just Bogota and Medellin, I always hear them and I always see them in different events, but there's so many small little cities and communities that need your help as industry. The mayor, I'll remember, he told me one time, he's like, Jeff, I love this report. I love what you're doing. I want the people in the community to come to our public meetings and show support for the work that you're doing. Not just your friends in construction or your friends in renewable energy. I want the general public to come and recognize and realize how important this work is. Life is hard. Jobs, transportation, housing, food. There's a lot of priorities. This sustainability work requires a lot of outreach and education, and those local governments would love to speak with you to see how they can work together a little better. For my young people in the crowd, and also people that are transitioning into this work, this is your moment to take these opportunities and say yes to these opportunities as they come. Even though you may not have exactly what you're looking for, I tell students all the time, well, I just graduated with a degree in sustainability management. I should apply to these sustainability manager positions and I should get them, and they're denied the work because they have no experience. So this is interesting because the companies that we're working with don't have time to train you. They need someone ready to go, and you need to create that resume and create that performance over some time. It takes time, but it can be done. And this is for everybody. You can do this work. I know it's difficult. We can do it together. And as Angelica said earlier, we can accelerate together, juntos, if we do it better together. So thank you.
Muchísimas gracias al señor Benavides por acompañarnos en este proceso en el que todos estamos construyendo y todos estamos fortaleciendo nuestro conocimiento sobre el tema de Construverde 2023. Los invitamos a calificar esta sesión usando el código QR que aparece en pantalla. Gracias por compartirnos su opinión. Estamos muy atentos a cuáles son esos comentarios, esas ideas, esas sugerencias y opiniones que seguramente ustedes nos pueden entregar. En este momento los invitamos a tener un espacio de networking y reencuentro tomando una pausa de 40 minutos. Van a pasar, por favor, al salón de enfrente. Pueden allí tomar un refrigerio y recoger parte de toda la información que ha entregado todos y cada uno de nuestros participantes. Recorrer la muestra comercial de nuestros patrocinadores y desde luego participar en nuestro muro de sostenibilidad. A las personas que están conectadas vía streaming, agradecemos por estar igualmente con nosotros y nos vemos muy puntuales a las 10:45 de la mañana en este auditorio. Muchísimas gracias a todos.